Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Hardcore Breach League as a solo self-found Necromancer. And today we are gonna play in the Primordial pool. I rolled it as a nice rare one, or actually, to be technically correct, I bought this one off of Zana. Came right off the shelf this way. We get more rare monsters, which of course means we have Nemesis mods on them. On the rares, that is. Monsters reflect elemental damage, fire 2 additional projectiles. They are more accurate. We have less charge regeneration. We also have less armor, less block chance, and our dodge chance is unfortunately unlucky. We're not really that much into dodging, though this quartz flask doesn't really do much now beyond just removing the chill and freezing effects. But we're gonna run this and we're gonna see how it turns out. Primordial pool, of course, is being guarded by Malachi, or his twin brother in the maps. But contrary to core, you don't have all the mechanics of the fight. It's just a straight up fight between you and Malachi. No bloody hearts or any other kinds of organs need to get involved. So we got a fairly decent monster pack size modifier on here, as well as a decent quantity bonus. So with a bit of luck we're going to find a number of maps here. Without that luck, of course, we're not going to find any. So we'll see if we're going to be unlucky with dodging, but lucky with the drops. I ran this map just before as a blue one. Was rather uneventful, so that's why I figured let's run it as a yellow for the YouTube. Let's hope that the results are going to be a bit better in terms of drops. Because I did find 2 uniques before. Brisk Wrap and a Rise of the Phoenix. Rise of the Phoenix, of course, being a unique shield that boosts your fire resistance as well as your maximum fire resistance, and therefore is really, well, I think it's a key part in a Righteous Fire build. I'm not planning on doing a Righteous Fire build, so it's kind of wasted for me. But of course, eventually things always rotate back to standard. And on standard, it's always nice to have such key uniques stashed away. So, I have to see how the map layout is going to compare to the previous one. Previous map layout basically had the boss spawn halfway through in the middle, in its own arena, so it's not like he's gonna just ambush us. I mean, he might be the supreme evil of the game, but he's not as evil that he's gonna ambush us. And let's just double check. So basically, it's a big circle around the lake here, and in the middle there's gonna be a little bit of a protrusion that leads us to the boss arena, if it's the same as before. So let's find out. Let's see, corrupting bloodlines. Let's just stay away. Stay away. Also stay away from me, really. Yes, thank you. Now a couple of stacks of corrupting blood we can manage with our regen, but once you get too many, it's just gonna drain your energy shield, and after that it's gonna drain your life. So it's a nice bend in the road as expected, because we are going around the big primordial pool here. Oh, we got a Regal Orb and we got a Waste Pool, which is the previous map. The tier 4 that precedes this. Well, in spirit, not in practice. So I don't think there is a map that upgrades into the Primordial pool. Because it's basically just wedged in between two other tier 5 maps. So it's a bit special in that regard. But some lucky drops to help in that regard. And of course, buying maps from Sana. And looks like we are... I did see a hand over there, but we are rather full. So let's empty our pockets and then continue afterwards. Oh, we did get 2 lower tier map drops so far, so something is alright there. But let's not rush towards the bridge just yet. Let's actually do our homework and just steadily clear this map. Might be that we actually have to do the boss first and breach second. Also, there's just too much going on there. I'm gonna take a step back. Okay. So we start with a tier 4 drop, then we get a tier 3 drop, and then we get a tier 2 drop, and then a tier 4 drop again. Okay. I was half expecting the next map drop to be a tier 1, but apparently we're starting over. Strongbox. Might be useful. Okay. Freezes you when activated. Well, that quartz flask still has a purpose then. But increased quantity of contained items, that's worse things that you can roll. Okay. But yeah, regular strongboxes are kind of the least interesting ones. But of course, no, they give you extra kills and all that stuff. So we're just gonna do them anyway. Okay, let's take another step back here. I'll do that. I'll take a sip. One of the nice things about playing a minion monster is that, of course, the minions do all the work for you. Did we miss the boss, or is he truly in a different spot now? What do you know? He is indeed in a different spot. Excuse me for that. Okay. Curious layout. Oh, there is at least the breach, so it's gonna be breach before boss. So it might be that the boss arena does actually spawn as an add-on to the outside of the map, anywhere along the outside. Hello there, Saintly Chainmail. Incandescent Heart. I think I find this one very often either. Level 70, that explains. So, bunch of extra armor, and ES, life. Physical attack damage leached as life, elemental damage taken as chaos. Oh, that's harsh. Most of the time your chaos resistance is not that great. And then you get more life, and light radius is based on energy shield instead of life. So that's a weird one. Hey, we got a tier 5 map drop. The dudes. So there's that. Also, someone has been eating my zombos. Probably those corrupting blood guys. Corrupting blood really does... Oh, it's a degen that you can't really do much against, so... It can be pretty devastating. But at least that the monster or the pets can't really do much against. I can, of course, stem the bleeding. Okay, it's gonna be the last pack that we clear. Now we're gonna go back for the breach. Okay, there's more. Alright. I can't even see what we're killing anymore. And something interesting drops. A sapphire ring. Wow, is that fire? It's not fire. Dream fragments. Also, oh wait. Increase mana regen cannot be frozen. Interesting. I think I haven't found this one before either. So apparently Phantasmagoria, I've run it, or not Phantasmagoria, Primordial pool. This is the second time I'm running it, and this is the second time I found 2 uniques while running it. Well, it's a very small sample size, but so far I'm liking it. And of course a lot more maps and rares. So let's go back and deal with this breach. Also more loot. So as always, summon a bunch of skeletons just to beef up our army a little bit. Get some small clouds going. Then go in. Army of the Damned unleashed. All the tools pets, okay. Let's take a step backwards and just start channeling here. And see if we can just keep moving, keep moving. Army of the Damned, oh, keep moving. Okay. So they are inflicting a rather large amount of damage. And look at those loot drops. This is pretty glorious. At least I'm always having a good time when I see my screen just having issues to actually show all the stuff that's dropped. And now this looks like we will just need a couple of portals to go up and down to town. So you know what, we're gonna just there was no uniques or anything, right? No. So we'll just leave this here. I'm gonna move forward. Empty your pockets. I'll just go back here after we defeat the boss for the loot, because this is just too much to clean up nicely in a single go. But yeah, breaches, I like them. Even though I'm having a pretty hard time actually finding the... Ooh, boss. Finding the the breach lords inside of the breaches. They don't really seem to spawn all that often for me. Or the greater hands, because most of the time I'm just busy surviving and killing things. And whenever I do try to take my time and run around looking for hands, I don't really find a lot of them, and I miss opportunities to kill stuff. So it's a very interesting balance there. I really like the design aspect of that. But for now, let's focus on the boss fight. Malachi. Guarded by beetles. Hello, Nightmare's Omen. With your tentacle hands. Here, have yourself an army of the damned. He's gonna port in, we port out. Ooh. So, mines everywhere. Oh. We roffel stomped him. Ah, this is just so humiliating. I wasn't even focusing on him, I was just focusing on the arena and he just got murdered by our minions. 15 more monsters remain, so there's a couple, probably 1 or 2 more packs that we have to clear before we basically end up back where we started. It's a really nice, convenient map. It is a big trip around the lake though, as I start to notice. The shape of the lake is a little bit irregular. The previous run I did, it was a nice round, not a round, it was actually a nice big square one. And this time around we actually had the boss arena in the back. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna go back for more loot. Well, it was a pretty rich run so far. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.